Welcome back to Colorado Springs and the campus of UCCS. The Mountain Lions women's soccer team nearly went the distance this year. Alexandra Zender sat down with some key pieces as the girls reflect on the incredible run.
This year, the UCCS women's soccer team had a phenomenal season. The Mountain Lions finished their season as the RMAC tournament champions and placed 4th in final national rankings. Now, many didn't believe in the Mountain Lions as they finished last year's season 3-8-1. But they came out ready to play this year, and heads started turning their way once they started winning 5 straight games in a row. The UCCS women's soccer team plans to come out into the 2018 season, ready to work hard and ready to win. The women's soccer program at UCCS made a ton of changes in the offseason, including bringing in a new head coach.
I think the first thing is establishing ourselves as a force in the RMAC. Coming into the season, we were almost the laughing stock of the league. We were one of the worst teams in the conference, and this past, 2016. And so just establishing ourselves as a force in the RMAC, and obviously winning the RMAC again is the first priority.
But in order to accomplish that goal, they needed to add some players. One of the players Coach Hudson reached out to was Taylor Proctor, who hadn't been on a soccer pitch in more than 7 years.
I played soccer when I was younger, so I know the game, but it was pretty tough to come back just because I'm so used to playing basketball. I think basketball did help me with hand-eye coordination, but just the overall transition with having good coaches and having them being able to, get me better each and every day, and be ready for season. So thanks to Archie and Sean, they had a complete trust in me, and it was unbelievable.
Proctor earned Conference Keeper of the Year honors, but she was far from the only new addition who stepped up in a big spot. Sophomore Tara Patterson saw her big chance to shine in the Elite 8 game.
I hope that we can continue to carry on what we did in the fall, and that starts with this off season. We need to work hard and make sure what we did in the fall carries on to the next season and the next season.
Now that the team has tasted success, they have a thirst for more.
Go into the final weekend of the season, and we know what it takes. So we are very driven as a team to get back there. Obviously, we know we have to replace some key players, just like Taylor and some of our other seniors that are graduating. But we're working hard in the off season as a staff to ensure that happens, and I know the players are working hard at their fitness levels and their game.
The UCCS women's soccer team is very proud of themselves for all the accomplishments they made this year. They are hungry, though, for the 2018 season and are ready to work hard and compete once again. For the RMAC Showcase, I'm Alexandra Zender.
The university just made a change at the top as longtime Chancellor Pam Shockley-Zalabak just retired. And while the person now occupying that position is new to the office, he's certainly no stranger to the UCCS community.
So first you need to know that I've been here for over 25 years. So I've been part of the growth of this campus for that long. And as we see this, when I came, the students were less than 5,000 on the campus. Today we are about 12,500. First, I would like to see a foundation built, an underlying culture of respect, compassion, safety, and excellence. And really, what that's going to make happen is it's going to continue to attract great faculty and staff to the campus. We also want to expand our online offerings because we have 20% military population who are very much mobile, and so I think they can still finish with us no matter where they go. And this would be very relevant for our student athletes as well, because now they can continue to play their sport and still continue their education if they can't be on campus for any reason. So some of the programs that we're building up, if you look at our public-private partnerships, I see a great emphasis on sports, health, wellness, and we're also getting into the area of cybersecurity now. The state has assigned us in a legislative way to be the lead university for the National Cybersecurity Center, and we'll be housing that center in one of our buildings on campus. So I think that would be a pretty powerful area. But don't forget that we have several areas on the campus that have very high profile, and we want to continue to expand those areas as well. several programs, both online and on campus, have been ranked by the US News & World Report. They not only ranked programs such as nursing, engineering, and business, but also other programs in education, public affairs, and so on. The key thing to recognize is we've also been ranked as a military-friendly campus. We've been ranked by US News as well as Military Times as well. And that is very satisfying to us, given that we are in a military town, to be ranked, recognized for that. Another special thing is about sustainability. Many of our buildings are LEED certified, and our sustainability folks, both faculty and staff, have done a tremendous job in making this more of a green campus.
They also have a relatively new person leading the athletic department. He's one of the youngest athletic directors in the country. He's also a Colorado Springs native who's hoping to continue the recent success.
It's a special experience for me to be able to lead an athletic department at just a phenomenal school in my hometown. Get to see a lot of local athletes come through here, some people that remind me of myself, and so it just gives me a lot of pride, a lot of motivation just to make this place the best we possibly can. I think there's some challenges, but I also think there's some great advantages to being younger. I feel like in a lot of ways we're a young athletic department, and we have a lot of energy and a lot of expectation to push forward and be as best as we possibly can. So the energy and excitement around that and that kind of that youthful exuberance is here. Certainly we have a lot of great experience and people that have been here and have been doing it for a long time. I was fortunate to be able to learn under some of the best. I have great mentors throughout the process, but I feel incredibly blessed to have the opportunity to be a young athletic director and to get to do it at UCCS. I would say just the overall commitment to being a legitimate athletic department. What I mean by that is a commitment to being students first. We've put a lot of resources and a lot of just support behind our students being able to graduate in 4 years. We've had 27 consecutive semesters of a 3.0 department GPA or better. So we've put a lot of energy and effort behind what does it mean to be a Division II student athlete that can go to class, that can have a life, they can play a sport that they love and do it at a really high level, but ultimately with the goal of graduation. It's been phenomenal. I mean, to say that, to get to go to regional and national championships, to be able to put trophies, RMAC championship trophies in the case has just been just an outstanding experience, and has shown our growth because we haven't always had the opportunity to do that and to compete at the highest level of our conference, as well as in Division II. So that experience for me is athletically the culmination for a student athlete. I want that for all of our students to be able to say they got to compete, for an RMAC title as well as to compete for a national title. I still feel like though we've just scratched the surface. Like we're still young, we're still growing. Every year I just see us we're continuing to progress.
That brings us to halftime of this edition of the RMAC Showcase. When we return, spring is quickly approaching, so we'll talk a little baseball. Don't go anywhere.